Magandang araw po ulit and welcome to another video. And in this video, kwentuhan lang tayo, no? Pag-usapan natin yung experience ko about this AMD na processor. Okay? So, I've been using this processor since 2021 nung binild natin yung ating PC. So, by the way, this is an AMD Ryzen 7 5700G na merong dedicated graphics, no? So, ginamit natin tong processor to for 3 years. No, ngayon kasi nag-upgrade na tayo, meron na tayong sabi nating better processor para dun sa build natin ng AM4 na platform. Okay, so more details about this one. So by the way, this is yung 5000 series ng AMD, no? It comes with 8 core, 16 threads. Yung base clock niya is 3.8 GHz that can go up to 4.6 GHz yung kanyang ang tawag dito? Declared, no? Or yung nasa documentation na it can go up to 4.6 GHz na clock speed. Okay, so what else? This one is also running yung kanyang thermal design power or power draw. It requires only 65 watts, no? So medyo matipid, medyo mababa yung kanyang power requirements. And during that time, no, yung pagdating doon sa AM4 platform, sabi ni AMD, ito na yung pinaka-best processor nila with an integrated graphics. Kasi nga naman, itong processor na to, it comes with a built-in graphics running yung Vega, Radeon Vega na technology or model nung AMD graphics. Okay? So, what else? Yung kanyang cache, 16 MB. Okay? Ayan, ito na yung yung box. So by the way, yung box na to, it comes with a built-in fan. No, meron siya. Ito na yung pinaka-processor itself kung makita nyo diyan. And then sa loob ng box kasama yung default fan ni AMD, which is, if I'm not mistaken, yung rate stealth na fan na design. Okay? So ito siya, no? So bakit ba natin ginagawa to? As mentioned nga earlier, since we already upgraded to a new processor, and just to share na rin, no, yung experience ko, no, while using this processor. So ano-ano yung mga goods, ano-ano yung reason kung ba't ko siya pinalitan, okay, and ano experience natin. So in short, ano yung experience natin while using this processor for almost 3 years, no, since 2021 nung nag-build tayo nung ating PC. Okay? So, simulan natin ano ba yung performance nito when it comes to productivity. Okay? So, if you are into video editing, no, kung nandun ka sa side na yon, no, actually, it's a decent processor kasi I believe nakatulong, no, isa sa mga advantage nito when it comes dun sa video editing is yung higher na thread count, no. So, since this is a Ryzen 7, so it comes with 8 core and 16 threads, which is really helpful if you're into video editing, no? Plus, yung kanyang clock speed na mataas na rin during that time, no? And even up until now, sabihin natin na no, hindi pa rin naman siya ganun kabagal. Decent enough, no? Yung 3.8 na base clock and yung boost ng 4.6 na gigahertz. Although, for the past years, I don't recall na na-reach ko yung 4.6. Siguro nung mga time na minomonitor ko yung speed nito, if I'm not mistaken, at least hanggang 4.2 gigahertz, no, yung naka-capture ko dun sa ating mga tools na ginagamit to capture yung clock speed, no. Based on experience, I was able to produce, no, up until 4.2. Hindi ko matandaan na nagamit ko yung maximum na clock speed nito into 4.6 gigahertz. Pero based on specifications, it can go, no, up until 4.6. Okay, so going back dun sa if you're into video editing, kung hindi ka naman hardcore, no, so kung pastime mo lang naman yung pag-edit ng videos, pagka-capture ng mga clips, okay, so this one is decent enough, no. Kung hindi ka rin naman nagmamadali na mag-render, good enough na to, no, to begin with, no. Hindi ka na rin naman mabibitin when it comes sa processor na to. So, siguro, share ko na lang din, meron akong video na ginawa dun sa ating library na kinompare natin kung kamusta ba yung performance ng processor. Nag-try tayo na mag-render mag-render ng ilang mga videos natin gamit yung built-in graphics na available dito, and kinompare natin nung nakabili na tayo ng dedicated na GPU. So, kinompare natin kung kamusta yung runtime, gaano katagal mag-compile, gaano katagal mag-render, no, itong processor na to, no. So, overall, when it comes to that productivity, good enough, no. Basta if you're a multitasker, kayang-kaya din naman i-handle nito kasi nga it comes with an 8-core 16 threads. So, that is good enough for a multitasker, no. And as long as hindi mo naman profession yung video editing, so pwedeng-pwede ka nang itawid, no, netong processor na to. Okay, so overall siguro when it comes dun sa productivity, sabihin natin nandun siya sa medium, no. Kasi hindi ka rin naman mabibitin, tamang-tama lang, no. If you're into casual na editing ng mga videos, no. And when it comes dun sa games naman, kasi syempre it has a built-in graphics. And by the way, during those time, no, around mga 2021, no, an advertisement ni AMD, this is their best processor, no, for 1080p gaming. Okay, so based on experience, yes, this can run 1080p, no. Above 30 frames, 30 FPS, and there are games also na nahit ko yung 60 FPS pataas pa, no, when it comes dun sa 1080p na resolution. So especially, and nowadays also may mga technology na rin tayo na yung AMD to improve yung mga frame rates, no, good enough, no, pwede siyang i-run ng games. Okay, pero personally, kung nandun ka sa competitive na gameplay, especially if you're playing first-person shooter, better to use yung 720p, no, para mas mapiga mo pa or para ma-maximize mo yung FPS na pwedeng i-produce nitong processor na to. So, although they claiming that this is the king of 1080p for built-in graphics during that time, but for me, although I'm not a gamer, no, pero I do games just to casual lang naman, just to enjoy lang naman, just to relieve stress or palipas oras, no. For me, I think to enjoy it further, nandun tayo sa 720p na resolution, no. For AAA games, yes, this can run. So yung mga games na nilaro ko gamit to is yung Tomb Raider, yung God of War, CS2, tinry din natin yung CS2, and what else? NBA, no, yung 2K na NBA. So this processor can run those games decently, no, without anything. But syempre, if you're playing CS2, kasi pagdating sa mga ganyan, kailangan mo no, kailangan mo ma-max out yung frames, no? Kasi may mga games na advantage kapag mas mataas yung FPS count mo. So if you're a competitive gamer, so I recommend mag-run ka na lang, no, ng 720p using this one, no. Pero kung meron ka naman na dedicated graphics, so walang problema. Kasi yung GPU mo na yung mag-handle no FPS. So when it comes to the games, although AMD is advertising 1080p, yes, games can run using 1080p, pero for me, I suggest to use yung 720p. Okay, then i-enhance mo na lang, no, gamitin mo na lang yung AMD na technology to boost yung frame rates, no, yung kanilang fidelity or yung FSR na technology ng AMD para 1080p resolution mo, pero yung performance ng GPU, 720p lang yung nire-render niya, and because of the technology, na ang output mo is 1080p. Okay? So, game-wise, yes, this is good, and yun nga, may mga videos din tayo na ginawa to compare, no, kung ano ba talaga yung performance ng games na syempre naka-install sa atin, no, we don't have the luxury to test a lot of games, pero yung mga games na nilaro natin, we tried to benchmark it using this 5700G. Okay, so when it comes to games, if you're a casual gamer, good enough to kung di ka naman naghahangad ng malalaking FPS, and especially yung mga AAA games, kayang-kaya kayang-kaya ng laruin na ito, no? Yung not requiring yung mga first-person shooters. So, this one is good enough for you to enjoy yung PC gaming. Okay? So, what are the issues that I encountered? So, by the way, no, just to be clear, hindi ko naman to penalitan because meron siya talagang issue or pinalitan ko siya kasi ang pinaka long-term plan ko talaga is since nilabas ni AMD yung X3D or yung 3D cache na technology. So, since nilabas yun ni AMD, I'm really opting na, no, na mag-switch into that processor. Okay, and then time has come. Ngayon nga po, at the time of the recording, ang gamit na natin is yung Ryzen 7 pa rin na 5700X 3D. So, wala na yung 5800X 3D. So, na-decommission na siya dun sa market. Ang available na right now, I think lumabas January last year, January 2024, yung 5700X 3D. And then recently, when we had a good deal doon sa discounts, so binili na natin yon at yun na po yung ginagamit natin to run yung ating PC build right now. Okay? Going back, issues encountered, na-share ko rin naman siya kasi sometime around July 2022, no, I encountered random freezes. So, yung stuttering issue kay AMD. Then, ang nangyayari is, biglang nag-hang yung screen, naglalag, no? Either magbo-blue screen siya, tapos hindi mo na siya magagamit, or mag-freeze yung screen mo, tapos automatically magre-restart yung system. Okay, so I've also made a video around that one, and then I did several troubleshooting. So, one troubleshooting that I did is gumamit tayo, no, nung motherboard na B450. So, with that B450 na motherboard, walang issue. So, this one is working fine with the B450. So, nag-decide tayo during that time na akala natin yung motherboard natin yung may sira, yung may issue. So, nag-purchase tayo ng another B550 na motherboard. Pero, unfortunately, even after purchasing a new motherboard, ganun pa rin yung naging issue niya. Okay, so, na-resolve ko siya. Initially, dun sa, meron tayong CPU settings, nakalimutan ko na yung term, pero meron tayong video na ginamit doon kung paano ko siya initially na-resolve. But after several months, bumalik yung issue. Okay? Na-resolve ko siya totally by adjusting yung clock speed. So, usually, before, ginagamit ko siya na naka-auto. Auto yung clock speed, auto rin yung kanyang voltage settings. Pero because of that issue, na-force tayo na gamitin na lang din yung fixed na settings. So, since 2022, siguro yung second half ng 2022, up until November, kailan ba ako nagpalit? Basta something around that time na November. So, naka-ano na lang tayo, naka-fix na lang yung setting natin. So, I'm running this processor with the fixed 4.2, close to 4.2 GHz yung kanyang clock speed. And then, yung kanyang voltage settings is nababa natin up until 1.115. 1.15 na millivolts, no? 1.15 volts. Yung kanyang settings. So, nababa natin. So, that combination is nakuha rin naman natin yon dun sa several benchmarking. And then, with that combination kasi, meron din tayong video na kung paano natin pa pinalamig. Sabi natin yung performance while running yung processor, tinry natin i-achieve kung ano yung pinaka-lowest na temperature na pwede nating ma-achieve. Yung combination ng temperature na pwede nating ma-achieve with this one. Okay, so there's also a video that I made about that one, no, kung paano natin pinalamig, no, yung performance nitong 5700G. So siguro yun lang yung issue. Hindi ko alam kung ano kasi there's a lot of factors. Pero when I was still using Windows 10 and then B550 na motherboard, walang issue. It's just that nung dumating yung July 2022 na update ng Windows 11, kasi during that time na available na Windows 11, and ang style ko kasi, as long as may update yan, I'm one of the early adopters, no? Pag nag-prompt sa akin yung update, immediately in-install ko na yan. And Windows 11 was running fine for few months, but after nga nung July 22, for unknown, due to specific reason, nagkaroon tayo ng ganung issue. Troubleshooting wise, binalik ko Windows 10 working, yung nga B450 na motherboard working. Pero ayoko naman kasi mag-stick dun sa Windows 10. Kaya pinanindigan ko na yung Windows 11. Kaya even though na naka-fix yung setting ng ating processor starting that point in time, no, so pinanindigan na natin yung Windows 11 na usage. No, kaya ever since naka-fix na po yung ano natin dito. And yun lang naman, no? Yun lang naman yung yung issue natin na na-encounter dito. Pero overall, this is a capable, no? This is a capable processor. Based on how I use it. Siguro ano ba yung mga advantage? For me, ano yung mga features na nagustuhan ko rito? First is yung power draw niya, no? Kasi this processor requires only 65 watts. And since nababa pa natin yung voltage into 1.15, so mas mababa pa sa 65 watts actually yung consumption ko when using this this processor. So for me, that's one of the key advantage since hindi naman tayo heavy user ng desktop. So this one really fits, no, for my need. Actually, there are times pa nga rin, no, na somehow I feel na masyadong yung build ko is masyadong anong tawag dito? Overkill. Overkill yung build ko para dun sa sa day-to-day na requirement ko on using a PC. There are scenarios na ganun yung pakiramdam. No, even yung 5700X 3D na gamit ko ngayon, hindi naman tayo competitive gamer. To be honest, binili lang natin yon kasi maganda talaga yung deal, no? And yun din naman yung plan natin ever since. Kasi with my build, I'm still running in AM4. So yun na yung parang ultimate upgrade ng processor, yung 5700X 3D. Kaya minaximize na rin natin, okay? Na rin naman, since yun nga, maganda yung deal na nakuha natin. So, balikan natin. One feature na I like about this one is yung kanyang 65 watts lang na power draw. Okay, so overall, performance is good. Tip na lang din siguro, no? Kasi nga, I mentioned na parang overkill yung build ko. Kung sakali man siguro na gagamit kayo nito, so para hindi na lang din kayo masayangan ng budget, if you really wanted to stick with 5700G, what I can recommend is to use a motherboard which is yung B450 na chipset. Ang latest ng AM4 platform is yung B5 series or yung 500 series na motherboard. A520, B550, tsaka yung X570. Okay? Pero yung 500 motherboards na yon, overkill na for this one because of the PCIe support. Okay? So, kasi si 5700G, yung PCIe na supported niya is up until 3.0 lang. Okay? Hindi niya na-supported yung PCIe version 4, which is, yun yung advantage or yun yung reason kung bakit ka gagamit ng 500 series na motherboards because of the PCIe version 4. Okay? Pero, with this one, since this only supports PCIe 3, so better to use na lang din yung B400 or yung 400 series na motherboards nung AM4, no? Para at least technical compatibility, yun yung swak na walang masasayang na feature, and budget-wise, syempre mas mura yung 400 series na motherboards compared dun sa 500 series. So, sacrificing yung PCIe 4 na support to match it perfectly with your processor, so doon ka na lang sa 400 series na motherboard. Okay, so siguro yun yung isa sa mga tip. Okay, tapos if you're a casual user lang naman, this one, this processor is good enough, no? This processor is good enough, hindi ka bibitinin ng processor na to, and it will give you a good time experience, no, when using your PC. So what else, ano pa ba? So ayun lang naman, no, for the past 3 years na ginamit natin yung processor na to. So siguro ito na rin yung last hooray ko, pagpupugay ko dun sa processor na to, because this processor serves me for 3 years. And unfortunately, meron lang talagang better processor na nilabas sa AMD. And since meron na rin naman tayong dedicated na GPU, so since then, siguro since last year, almost a year na rin na hindi ko na rin nagagamit yung ano na to, yung dedicated na graphics. Kasi nga, meron na tayong dedicated na GPU. Nag-upgrade na rin tayo recently. So, unti-unti na-upgrade yung PC natin, and I think it's time, no? It's time to get away with this one. Right? So that's it for my review. Last hooray for AMD Ryzen 7 5700G. So thank you for tuning in, and God bless.